Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to create realistic glass material in Blender 5.2 EEVEE. Alright, before we can start, we can go into render settings, check if we actually have EEVEE activated. Under the viewport and render samples, we can up this value a little bit to have more details. You could also activate jittered shadows, which also help with the shadows of glass. And the most important one is activating ray tracing and changing the resolution to 1.1, which gives you the best and highest details. You can already see just by activating ray tracing that we get some light bouncing off of the floor onto the object, which helps with the effect a lot. Now let's select one object, and in the shader editor, let's add in a new material. We will use the basic principle BSDF. For a clean window, we will do the roughness all the way to 0 and change the IRR to 1.45. And under transmission, we will do the weight all the way up to 1. Now, still with the object activated, we have to go into the material tab on the right side right here and scroll all the way down into settings and surfaces and activate the ray trace transmission also in the render method. I would also recommend changing the thickness from sphere to slab, but this could look different for other objects, so play around which looks better for your case. For example, for the monkey over here, I think we have too little details if we activate the thickness slab, so I change it back to sphere. Now you can see more details in the monkey, and I think the glass material looks more realistic like this. But for the sphere, I think slab would look better, so just play around what looks best for you. Now with Blender 5.2, we have an extra option in the principle BSDF, which is thin wall, and I will explain you what this means. Let's take the black sphere and move it behind the other sphere or the monkey and see how the reflection of the glass looks. This reflection right now is physically accurate for the 3D objects right here, but if I move it behind this object, which is actually just a plane, so it has no thickness, the reflection of the ball could look a little bit weird and sometimes not too accurate. So if we select this plane and activate thin walls, we can see we get a clear view through the plane onto the ball behind with no weird distortion. But this also means if we move it behind the sphere, we have also no distortion, so it's not really physically accurate for this option right here. You can just see right through the objects and see the ball behind it. If this is the look you're going for, you can also use this, but if you want to keep it accurate for 3D object, I would deactivate thin walls to have actually some real reflections and make it physically accurate. But if you have an object like a plane with no thickness, I would also activate the thin wall right here to have a super nice window which looks perfectly in EEVEE. Alright, this is exactly how to create glass material in Blender 5.2. If you have any other suggestions, write them in the comments, and otherwise I will see you in the next video. Peace out.